Hey, what's up, guys? So, when it comes to habits and making sure that you're consistent in doing things, they say to make it fun and enticing. And so I did that today by having my good friend Edwards here join us today to interview him. Evan's been a good friend of mine for many years, and today I'm going to interview him on his life perspective, how he improved from going from like a small paying job after college to a tech giant, how he got fit, and many other things. So I hope you enjoy. Here we are. Okay. Well, I'm glad to have you on here today, Evans.
Alright.
Welcome to my channel. If you don't know, my channel is mostly based on personal development and wellness, how to get out of your rut, or how to get out of a dark place. But today I have my friend Edwards here today to share his story of how he got past his struggles with just school and work, how he was able to find a job that was suiting for him, that he's pretty happy at, how he got into shape, and just life overall. So yeah.
If you call this shape.
Alright, Evans, yeah, let's just start off by talking about yourself. So yeah.
Alright, so yeah, I mean, I grew up in a loving family, you know, grew up really well loved, and grew up in a kind of like more of a poor household. So we're always kind of struggling. Yeah, he was struggling, trying to go through school and figure out our identity, and just really do kind of the known path, right? That's comfortable for a lot of Asian American families. A lot of people they turn out really well doing that. I have a lot of friends who are doctors and stuff, and they really use that path. Actually, a lot of those people, they start off working hard in the beginning, and I think that really they continue to steamroll through with working hard. That's really how they get to success where they are.
So tell me, let's talk a little bit about where you've been in the past like 5 years or so. Let's just
where
talk
I've
about
been?
that. Yeah.
Oh man,
we talked about your background now. Right now, I want to get into like the meat of the show. On my channel, there's a lot of you out there who are in engineering school or who are engineers and are interested in those topics on career growth and how to find a job. And I figured Evans was one of the perfect choices for that because he kind of had a hard time too. But
rough.
Yeah, he had a rough time. See, he had a really rough time.
Pretty rough.
He like got a master's and had a rough time finding a job after that. But after just 1 or 2 years, he was able to find a golden opportunity at Edwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's golden, right? And then when you finally get in there, and then it's like, oh yeah, is it really golden? But no, don't get me wrong. I like it. I really like it.
Yeah, but yeah, golden opportunity at Edwards. One of the world's top leading biomedical firms for sure. And I feel like you've grown a lot in your career growth for the past like 4 or 5 years. Go ahead and like share with me or the audience how you went from getting a bachelor's degree and then finally getting a master's, and then landing your first job and finally getting to Edwards.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's a pretty long story. But I'll try to summarize that as best as I can. Going through college, like I said, it was like almost same as going through high school. It seemed kind of required, and I don't know if I'm not saying that a lot of people are like that, but when things become required, you start to become kind of somewhat entitled, and it's kind of like a path laid out. You just finish this and do the bare minimum, and then you get handed something. So I went through kind of college with that mentality. That all I needed to do was get the good grades, and I did. I graduated with pretty good grades, and then the master's is almost at Cal Poly. I like to joke sometimes that it was like pay more +1 for the master's in the program I was doing, just because you do the undergrad, and then they oh, you want to do your master's, just do 1 more year, just all you need to do is pay more tuition, you get it pretty easy.
Money,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But and because of that, it's I was oh, I have a master's, of course people are gonna hire me.
So yeah, like how did you go from this low paying job onto this world-class firm?
Yeah, so
the many
like
steps
I
that
said,
you did.
I was kind of stuck, and I was throwing out my applications, not really getting. When I did get things back, like interviews, I didn't really know how to elaborate like different parts of the job that I'm supposed to fulfill, the responsibilities in those job functions. Then I started realizing that I didn't really do those things, on the current job. So I'm like, well, I'm lacking on there. I need that experience. So what I did was I started taking the extra effort on my breaks, whatever I can. Like I go on break, I'll ask the engineers around in Baxter, hey, like, can I look at these? Can I go through the motions that you guys do? To validate, certain equipment and do your job function. I need that experience. So I was doing that in the background on my extra time, and then eventually I just kind of built up that pseudo experience that when I got an interview, and I really appreciated from my boss, my previous boss, I owe her a lot. I was able to kind of elaborate I was being honest with her too that I had a manufacturing tech job, but I went through the motions and learned how to validate and verify equipment, and that's exactly what she needed. And she saw the genuineness in how hard I worked to get that experience, and she needed that for the job function. So she hired me on as a contractor in the beginning at Edwards, and I worked really hard. I was when I got that, I was really grateful to her. So
okay,
I felt
right when you got the job, you're like, I'm gonna work my ass off.
Exactly. I put in more effort, but it wasn't like, because I was so used to putting low effort, throughout my whole life, like, just
enough to get by.
Yeah, but I started growing
the
more,
job,
right? It wasn't like out of nowhere I just jumped in and I gave 100%. No, I started giving more and then more and more, and like I started getting used to. My tolerance for giving more effort started to grow. So, it's exactly right. And nowadays, I give a lot of effort, but I kind of scale back on that too, right? Just to say, but not, because I don't
give yourself a break.
I don't give beyond what I'm capable of, right? You want to think about sustainability and everything.
Okay, so what are some key tips you have for getting into Edwards or getting into the job that you want? I remember you mentioned like you had a certain interview technique or a way to answer questions, like in case you didn't have, in the case like they asked you like, did you have experience in catheters and stuff, but you didn't. How'd you work around that?
Yeah, that's where you got to do the homework, right? You can't just you got to do the homework beforehand, right? When you see a job posting, you can't just see the job posting and ignore the rest of what they go through in the description and everything. You really they put those descriptions on there and the responsibilities for a reason, because that's what they need. So when you look at the postings and everything, you take a look at the responsibilities, and even if it's not something that you have experience in, like direct experience in, give an answer for it, right? And sometimes an answer is I don't know, but sometimes you got to look a little bit harder than that, and see what you can give. Anything related to it. Pick apart the words and see what you can give in terms of something analogous. Something that might be somewhat related, because they'll like that so much more than, because every
BSing your answer
exactly
or something, right?
You don't want to BS it. You don't want to also say, I don't know, it's fine, but you gotta really point, you gotta give something, right? So try to find something analogous. There's I tell everybody who has a job from like, let's say you work at we work at a fast food industry, and you manage the line, right? And then there's something where it says, the job function is to talk to cross-functional teams, customers, cross-functional teams. Well, you say, I can.
You have that.
You talk to customers. You know how to communicate within logistics of the fast food restaurant to get a big line of people moving all the way down to one person.
It's the same
and
thing.
Make everybody. It's totally applicable, right? I mean, sure, you're not using the same products or anything, but you do know. They can tell when you put in effort into something, and you put in effort into finding an answer for whatever they need. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a hot minute since I've been back on YouTube, but I just want to thank you for making it through that video and staying loyal and continuing to watch my channel. I've recorded 3 videos recently, and I am planning to jump back onto YouTube more and more. Lately, I've been posting more on Instagram, tips on how to heal and some more self-development advice. But I am so fired up right now. I've just been gone because over the past few months or so, I've just been dealing with so much at work and finding my identity and trying to find how to squeeze YouTube and work, but no more excuses. I should not have been gone for that long. I'm here to serve you guys, And thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, video's been shot and more coming on very soon. Bye.